This is Tank's Vlog for November 5th, 2019, wrapping up the day in sports. Well, it is now official. Carlos Beltran is the 22nd manager of the New York Mets. He had his big press conference today. He actually held it in the Foxwoods Club, a place I'm very familiar with, as I'm often there when I go to games. Before the first pitch, I sit up in the Foxwoods Club. So, this is it. We got to see now how he does. He's a first-year manager. One thing I'm liking that I'm hearing is that people like Pedro Martinez, Carlos Delgado, have all said that they're going to help him. And I might be stupid for saying this. And I might come to regret saying this. Especially when he blows a game in the ninth inning again next year. I think the Mets will be insane to get rid of Ed Luz Diaz. I think the Mets will be insane to dump him after 1 year. Call it a gut feeling, call it cockeyed optimism, call it stupidity. I think Carlos Beltran is going to get this guy's head right. Don't know who the pitching coach is going to be yet. Don't know who the bullpen coach is going to be yet. Yeah, they haven't really named any of the coaches yet. Rumor is Terry Collins is going to be the bench coach, which I think is going to be a good move, because I think when you get a first-year manager, you need to have an old sage, someone that's managed before, someone who doesn't have an ego, someone who will almost be a second manager. Now, in this day and age, it's a lot of it's puppeteering. Up in the front office, Brody Van Wagenen is going to be pushing him to do a lot of things. But the one thing I heard that I like best is people like Carlos Delgado and especially Pedro Martinez. Pedro Martinez rather be doing baseball network, MLB, because that's what he's good at. He's pretty good at it. Speaks English well. He's got a personality, got a little bit of sense of humor. So he's good at being a broadcaster. I think Pedro Martinez could actually be a good pitching coach if he wanted to be. And having someone like him come down to spring training, especially with the Latin players, would only help. I keep hearing all this thing. Beltran sat down with this guy. How many? I've heard several times that Pedro Martinez has met with pitchers in the off season, down in the Dominican Republic, down in spring training, unofficially, not even doing it for a team, just doing it as a favor to these pitchers. And they've had good seasons. And I think that with people like a fellow Puerto Rican managing the team, it's going to help this guy relax. I don't know what the hell happened to Edwin Diaz. This is a guy who was untouchable in 2018 with the Mariners. But if anyone could turn him around, it's Carlos Beltran. Now, ultimately, what's going to be the key is what the Mets do this offseason. It's not going to be Beltran just managing a team and magically they win the World Series. No, they couldn't do that with Joe McCarthy. They couldn't do that with Casey Stengel. They couldn't do that with anybody. Not even Joe Girardi. So they need to make some additions. They need to open the checkbook. And that's ultimately what's going to determine the success and failure of this offseason. And the one thing I like hearing is that other teams respect Carlos Beltran. This is one of those moves that you got to think sometimes. What would a good team do? What would an organization that's competent do? And many of them would hire Carlos Beltran. So here it is. It's now the test is going to be on him. Kind of shocked he's a manager. He was a quiet guy. Didn't think he had that managerial instinct, but apparently he's smart. He's a good leader in the clubhouse. He's not one of these bombastic type guys. So we'll see. My hope is that they keep Chili Davis as hitting coach. Phil Regan is pitching coach again. I mean, what's he gonna be? 98-year-old pitching coach in 20 years. I mean, come on. I mean, he did a good job. We'll see if they could keep him on. Bullpen coach. We'll see who they add there. Despite him being fired from Brooklyn for no apparent fucking reason, I'd still like to see Edgardo Alfonzo on the coaching staff. I don't know about David Wright. David Wright, who knows about him? Wouldn't be bad if he's somehow part of a coaching staff somehow. And we'll see where they go from here. We'll see who is named as the coaching staff, who is on the staff, but the most important thing is who they add, what they add. I mean, Zach Wheeler is the big name free agent that the Mets could probably lose. If you lose him, you're going to need to add a pitcher. You definitely need bullpen help, whether or not Diaz makes a bounce back next year or not. Like to get a leadoff hitter, like to get a third baseman. And that's the Mets shopping list. See if they get anyone that's really got steak and sizzle, or see if they'll just add some small pieces, and God forbid, don't add Brian Buxton. I mean, that sounds too much like Keon Broxton. I mean, how many more center fielder bums? Bum 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 bum. We designed those outfielder terrors. Bum 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 bum. Each and every year they suck. None of that this year, please. Monday Night Football. Oh yeah. Pat Shurmur sucks. I'm not even a Giant fan, and I see that Pat Shurmur sucks. He sucks. Oh, I can't wait for the Giant-Jet game next week. Oh, it's the Incompetence Bowl. Both teams are going to be going into that game with 7 losses, terrible seasons. Season's over. Console the Giants, console the Jets. Daniel Jones had an okay game, but that's what he is. He's an okay rookie. I don't know if he's ever going to be good. But here's the thing. They give Saquon Barkley the ball only 6 times. Oh, no, he only got the 6 receiving yards. He had that 65-yard reception. They get the ball close to the end zone. He only touched the ball 14 times. Didn't really do much running the ball. Giants offensive line had a bad game. What are the Giants doing? What are the Giants doing? You give the ball. You feed him. I mean, let's compare it. Ezekiel Elliott touched the ball 23 times for 140 yards. Saquon Barkley touched the ball 20 times, 14 carries, 6 receptions. And the one good reception, he had that 65-yard, got them into the red zone, and then they try nothing. They just the same pass play every time. And then 3rd and 21, with 6 minutes left, you're down 30-18, and you throw a 5-yard out pattern, and you punt. What the fuck, man? That's like quitting. That's like saying, oh, okay, game over. The Giants should have just walked across the field at that point, shooken hands, said, okay, we'll concede the rest of the game. And as it turns out, the Cowboys got a scoop and score to make it 37-18 anyway. I mean, what's the difference between 37-18 and 30-18? What is the difference, What is the difference? When you're down 12 points, with 6 minutes left. It's 4 down territory, even if you're on your own fucking 1 yard line. This is why the Giants stink. Shurmur, this was a piss poor hire. A piss poor hire. Only coach in New York that might be worse than him is Adam Gase. And they get to meet each other next week. That's going to be a fun night. Let's go to NHL. Rangers got murdered by the Senators 6-2. Bruins beat the Penguins 6-4. 5-point night for Brad Marchand. It was the Predators hunting down the Red Wings 6-1. And the Coyotes in overtime 3-2 winners over the Oilers. NBA, Nets got a win on Monday night. Nice game for Kyrie Irving as they beat the Pelicans 135-125. Wizards over the Pistons 115-99. Rockets shot down the Grizzlies 107-100. Bucks over the Timberwolves 134-106. Suns handed the 76ers their first loss of the year, and now no teams are left unbeaten. And like I said, my NBA preview is written. I just got to publish it, and it's... I'll have my NBA preview up sooner or later. But the Suns over the 76ers 114-109. And the Warriors, banged up as they are, beat the Blazers 127-118. Today's 3 stars: Brad Marchand of the Bruins, Dak Prescott of the Cowboys, and Kyrie Irving of the Nets. Today's birthday shout-out goes to Bill Walton, who turns 67. Smoke one up. And we take a look back to 1955, when Jean Bellevue of the Montreal Canadiens scored a hat-trick on a power play. 3 goals in 44 seconds. Back then, players in the penalty box had to stay the entire 2 minutes. So they had a 5-on-3 power play for 2 minutes. It wasn't until after the season that they changed the rule that a player that was serving a penalty could leave the box after a goal is scored. So Jean Bellevue, the Montreal Canadiens, scored a hat-trick in 44 seconds. Check out the full story of Barstool Sports and at Sports Encyclopedia, where sports history lives. Good day.